Okay, that's looking good. Yes, that's good. That's good. I'm glad. Okay, and what's next, nurse? Okay, I see. Okay, I think we can wake them up and begin to remove the bandages. Hello? Hi. Can you hear me? Oh, okay, good. You're responding. That's good. Don't panic. You were in a minor incident, but it appears nothing to worry about, nothing serious at all that we can tell. I can imagine you'd have lots and lots of questions. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And we will definitely answer those questions just as soon as we get through the tests and exams that we have to do, just to make sure everything is okay physically, okay? As well as in the mind. Because what we'll be doing today is removing the bandages. And then we will be conducting a series of tests for your cranial nerves, just to make sure everything on the inside with your nervous system is okay, all right? Now, we're going to remove the bandages in just a moment, but just to start, can you tell me if you can see this light? Tell me when you see it. Okay? Okay. Perfect. 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 Okay. Seems like your vision of lights, when covered by something, you're still able to notice that light. That's a good thing. Okay, so I think what we're going to start with is by moving those bandages there. Okay, so I'm just going to go very gently and use my small scissors that I have right here. Okay, and I'm just going to slowly cut away at the cloth here. Stay very, very, very still for me. Excellent. Okay. Okay. And now it looks like fluid here. Just a few more snips. There. There's the last bit. There you are. Hello. My name is Dr.Relaxa. I will be here helping you today and going through these tests with you. I know it seems very startling and a little scary. Just so you know, everything is perfectly fine. You are all right, and you are in great hands here, okay? Good. Excellent. Now, if you can just confirm just a few details for me, okay? Can I just get your name? Perfect, that's correct. We're also just going to check your memory as well, okay? And can you tell us what city you're in? Perfect, absolutely. And do you remember what day it is? It's okay, you can take a second to think. So yes, I think everything's good with your memory. Excellent. You don't feel like there's any fogs or any gaps or anything? Everything seems normal from what you would normally feel? Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so I'm just going to put this over here and we'll get started with the other tests, and I will also run through them with you too, okay? Okay, so first things first, we're just going to be checking out your breathing real quick using my little handy stethoscope here. I don't need this pencil here either. Okay, and just so it's not too cold for you. Perfect, okay. So now I'm just going to get you to take a few deep breaths when I have this on you, okay? First, I'm going to start in the front, and then we'll move to the back, and then I'll switch sides, okay? All right, and just like this, and I will have you just take a few deep breaths for me, okay? All right, and I'm just on the back here. A couple breaths for me. All right, and just on the other side here. And a few deep breaths for me. And then just on the back here, a couple deep breaths for me. Perfect. So everything seems normal with your breathing. The heart rate and heartbeat sound good as well. You don't feel anxious or stressed any more than you would after being in the situation you've been in. Okay, very manageable. Okay, good. We'll try and get through as quickly as we possibly can today, okay? But it might be a bit of a lengthy procedure, okay? Just with all the different tests. Perfect, okay. Just bear with us, please. Thank you so much. So next, we will put your breathing here. Actually, just let me take a few notes in my chart just from what I heard from the breathing test there, okay? Just so I have it documented here. Okay, perfect. I've got those written down there. So next, we will be starting with the eye test. So kind of like the one I had you do earlier with the bandage still on it, okay? Kind of different test through that variation, all right? Perfect. I think we'll just start off with just a traditional eye exam here, okay? Just to make sure we're on the right page, okay? And that I'm doing the correct test for you, okay? So now I'm just going to have point at each letter, and I will have you just relay the letter that I'm pointing to, okay? Just to make sure that your eye vision is working perfectly here, okay? We'll start with the top here. Excellent. Here. Perfect. Excellent. And the next row. Excellent. Perfect. Fantastic. And you see, can you read any of these numbers here? You can? Okay, perfect. So now we'll go down. I'll just get you to read the whole line 4 for me. Excellent. Okay. And can I get you to read line 5 for me now? Perfect. That's right. B, E, C, F, and D. And what color is this line? Perfect. What color is this line? Fantastic. And can you see this color down here? No issues there. Perfect, yes. And now I'm going to get you to read line 7 here, okay? Yep. 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 Perfect. Perfect. Good, good. Now, this one is going to be tricky, I mind you, but please try your best to read out the letters correctly. And don't worry too much about it. This is 2020 level. So it's mostly for pretty much everybody. But I find that a lot of people can't focus in enough to. So don't be alarmed if you're not able to, okay? This one here. Okay, this one. Yes, that's right. And no need to rush. If you need to think about it for a few seconds, please feel free. Let yourself adjust as well as your eyes, okay? And this next one here. Perfect. And this one. Perfect. And how about this one? You got it. Fantastic. And this one? Perfect. And the next one here? Perfect. And this last one here? That is correct. Excellent. Very well done. So it seems like your vision hasn't been affected by anything. So that's a really good sign. So, but let's take it and a little bit further and see if you can read line number 9 down here, okay? And I'm just going to have you read out as many as you can see, okay? They don't even have to be in the order you see them, okay? Try this one out. Okay, yeah. Excellent, yes. Good, good. That's correct. Just a couple more now. Yes. So close. So close, except for those last ones. But you've got one, one, two, three, four, five, six out of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. That is really great. I'm very glad to see that. It's really good science for your test, the further test that we have coming up, okay? All right, so we will get settled with the next one now. Actually, first, we're going to test each eye individually, actually. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up to one of your eyes here, okay? And then I'm going to have you read it with the other one, okay? It'll just be, we'll just do line 1 down to line 6. We're not going to go any further than that, okay? Right, and I'm just going to put this little eye blocker here, just right on your eye here. And now can you read the second line for me? Perfect. And can you read the third line for me? Excellent. And the fourth? Very good, very good. And the fifth? Excellent. And lastly, the sixth. Perfect. That eye seems to be in excellent shape. So now we're just going to do the same thing with the other eye blocked, okay? And the second line for me. Very good. And the third. And how about the fourth? Good, good. And now the fifth. Perfect. And lastly, the sixth. Fantastic. Seems like both eyes are equal and perfect. All right, we are going to move on to the next one, which will be continuing on the eye test. We're going to do a little bit of lights like we were doing before with the bandages on, okay? So, just going to get this, okay. So I've got my handy little light pen here, okay? And what we're going to do to start with is I'm going to have you stare at my finger here. And as I swirl and move the light around, I want you to stay focused on this finger, okay? Ready? Here we go. Stay focused on that finger, just at the tip of the top. Don't break focus. Allow the light to pass by with no movement whatsoever. Good, good. Now I'll just be examining your eyes as I do this. Now I'm going to move the finger as well as the light and stay focused on the top of my finger. Okay? Stay right focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Focused on my finger, the tip top of my finger. Don't let the light distract you from staring at my finger here. Perfect. Okay. Everything seems to be in order there. Okay. So next, just using just my fingers now, okay? I'm going to put up a certain amount on this side, okay? And while you are looking at the top of my finger here, I want you to tell me how many fingers I am holding up on this hand, okay? So stay focused on this finger here and tell me how many numbers you see on my fingers over here, okay? Stay focused on here. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Good. 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 Perfect. Yes. 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 Good. Good. Everything looks good with that. And now I'm going to switch sides as well. So I'm going to have you look at this finger here and tell me how many fingers are on this side, okay? Stay focused on this finger. And how many fingers? Okay. 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 Perfect. 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 Okay, both sides look excellent, so I think we're good for there as well. So we're going to continue on. We're going to go back to light, and we are going to be tracing on different kinds of colors to see if you're able to pick up on the different colors, okay? Excellent. Okay, so I've got a variety of colors here, 4 to be exact, and I'm going to be shining a light behind them. And I want you to tell me what that light is, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to take out the lights altogether, okay? The only light you'll see will be the light pen behind the color. Okay, are you ready? Perfect. I'm just going to get the switch behind you here. Okay. So now you will see the light pen. And now, can you tell me, what color do you see? What color do you see shining through and reflecting all around? Perfect. Yes, that is correct. And now I'm going to make shapes of letters, and I'd like you to tell me which letters you are seeing, okay? Perfect. And how about now? Correct. And how about now? Yes, excellent. Okay, now we are going to move on to the next color. Now, which color do you see? Good, good. Now for this one, I'm going to make numbers. And you tell me which number you are seeing. Correct. And how about now? Yes, correct. And how about now? Perfect. Good. Okay, and we're going to switch to the next color now. And what color do you see? Yes, that is correct. Now I'm going to be making some symbols. You tell me which symbols they are, okay? Excellent. And how about now? Good, good. And how about now? messed up there. Sorry. Oh, good. You got it anyways. Perfect. And now we'll be moving on to the fourth and final color here. Now tell me, which color do you see glowing all around and tracing on this paper? Good, good. And for this one, I will be doing a mixture of letters, numbers, and symbols, and you will guess which ones, okay? All right, we will start now. Which letter do you see? Good, good. Now, which number do you see? Perfect. Now, which symbol do you see? Perfect. Excellent. You've got all those and you've got them all correct and everything else. So that is perfect. So now I will just turn on the light here. Please mind your eyes. There we are. So everything looks great with the eyes. So I think we can move now on to the hearing tests, okay? Okay. So first, we're going to start with these two little wood pieces here. Okay. And what we're going to do is on each side, I'm going to make a click noise. And you have to tell me which ear it's in. Okay? I'm just going to come behind you here so you can't see which side I'm going on. And I'll put it up to one side of your ear and you just let me know which side it's on, okay? Which side was that on? Perfect. And how about this one? Perfect, yes, that is correct. All right, what about this one? Which side was that on? Yes, perfect. Okay, and last one. Which side is this on? Which side was that on? That is correct. Perfect, you got them all. Okay, so let me just put this here. Okay, and next we will be doing this sound here with the same two objects here. I'm just going to have you tell me when the sound stops. Okay? Perfect. Okay, let's get started here. Now I'll just be slightly out of your peripheral vision so you can't see when my hands stop, but you will notice, or at least you should notice, when the sound stops, okay? Excellent, okay? And again. Perfect, okay. I'm just going to go a little behind you now here. And let me know when it stops. Perfect. Okay, and we'll do just one last one, okay? Okay? And let me know when the noise stops. Good, good. There weren't any significant delays, anything like that, so I think that's perfect for that. So we'll just move on to the next test here. Okay. And what do I got here? Ah, yes. Okay. So now we are going to do the whisper test. Okay. So I'm going to go up to each ear and I'm going to whisper a word. And I just want you to repeat that word back to me. Okay. Yes, just like that. Absolutely. Okay, ready? Up to this ear here. Relaxa. Correct. Relaxy. Correct. Relaxi. Correct. Relaxo. Excellent. And relax you. And just on this side. Relaxation station. Good, good. And this side? Subscribe. Excellent. And just on this side? Family. Excellent. Okay, so everything seems to be heard properly. Okay? So I think your hearing seems just right up there with your eyes as well. I think they are on par and they're hearing exactly what they're supposed to be, which is phenomenal. So happy to hear that. Okay, so we're going to get started on the next set of tests here. The next thing we will have will be a taste test, okay? So it'll just be a various amounts of different flavors that we will spray onto your tongue, and then you just tell me what that flavor is, okay? Perfect. Let's just get that set up here. Okay. Just gonna give this a quick little shake here. So all 5 tastes for this test will be in little sprayers like this. Okay. Sometimes these lids are a little tricky here. Here we are. Okay. So what I'll have you do is just stick out your tongue. I'll do a few sprays, taste it, stick your tongue back out. We'll do one more, and then you let me know what the flavor is, okay? Perfect. Okay. Let's get ready here. And if you'll just stick out your tongue now. Good, good. Here we go. Okay, and here's the second one. And what does that taste like? Yes, correct. Good job. Let me get this lid off here. Okay. And if you'll just stick out your tongue. And have a taste there. Okay, and the second one here. And tell me what that tastes like. Perfect, yes, you are correct. 2 in a row, good job. Let's get this next one here. Where is it here? Ah, here it is. The other lids don't want to come off, but this one seems to stay on. Ah, there we go. Okay. And here is the third one. Give it a little shake here. And I'll just have you stick out your tongue now. And Okay. And ready for the next one. Oh, hi. A lot of flavor. All right, and here we are. What flavors are we tasting? Perfect. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do another spray. So don't quite guess yet. Okay. And the second one. Now, what flavors are we tasting? Yes, correct. Good job. I'll try and get this lid on here and I'll grab the next one. Okay, and we'll grab the fourth one here. Give it a little shake up. Okay. And if you'll just stick out your tongue now. Okay, here's the second one now. Perfect. Now, what does that taste like? Yes, good guess. I know you're a little bit unsure, but you went with that one. Good thinking. Now let's grab the last one here. And I'll take off this lid here. And stick out your tongue here. Okay, and now the second one here. Perfect. Great job. You got all those correct. So everything seems to be in order with your taste. So I think we're going to move on to smells now, okay? Perfect. Okay, so I have 5 of these scratch and sniff cards, okay? Each one contains a different scent. You will tell me what that scent is, okay? All right, let's get started. Now, mind you, they do need to be scratched for a couple of seconds before, okay? All right, and give this one a sniff here. And what does that smell like? Yes, perfect, good job. And I will grab another card here. Our next one here. And what does that smell like to you? Correct. Good job. You have gotten almost, I think, perfect on every test so far. Let's grab the third one here. Okay. And we'll give this one a scratch as well. Okay. And what does this one smell like? This one's a little bit tricky, yes. That is correct. Good guess. Good guess. Okay, and now we will grab the fourth one here. Okay. Okay, and give that one a sniff. All right, and tell me what that smells like. Yes, absolutely. Good job. And we are on the last one now. Okay. Now let's see if we can keep going for your perfect score here. Okay. And this last one here. What does this smell like to you? Yes, you have gotten the last one as well. You are still on a perfect score. I'm amazed that, not amazed, I would say, well, amazed and happy that everything is okay so far. At first, I was very worried and concerned for you, but now I'm just happy that everything seems to be going smoothly. Fantastic. I'm glad that you're feeling a little better and a little more at ease as well. So now I think we are going to get started with the last test, which will focus on the touch, okay? So I'll put these over here. So for this test, this one will just entail me tapping up and down your arms just to make sure that the sensations you're feeling within your fingers and the nerves throughout your arm leading up into your torso, making sure that they're all working and they're all functional. Okay? Perfect. Okay. So I'll just get started on this side with this arm, okay? All right. And we'll get started here. Just tell me if any pain happens, any sensitivities, if you feel anything shooting up to your fingers or nerves shooting up in your elbows or anything like that. Just please let me know, okay? Perfect. Now we can begin here. Any discomfort or anything like that? No? Okay, perfect. Everything seems to be in working order so far. Okay. Everything felt normal there. I didn't see anything abnormal or anything like that. Did you feel any tingling sensations going up your fingers or shooting up your shoulder or anything like that? Okay, good. All feels normal then. Okay, I'm just going to do the same thing just on the other side here, all right? Perfect. Let's get started here. No uncomfortability or any pain at all on that side. Okay, good. Everything so far is looking well over here. Just continue with the pats here. Okay. No pain or discomfort. Good. Everything looked good on that side as well. Okay. So the next test, I'm just going to try to forcefully move your head, and I just want you to stay stiff with your neck and your head. Keep it in one place and just stare at one spot just at my tie, stethoscope, my chin or my nose here, okay? I'm going to have you just stare, and then I'm going to try and move, and I want you just to stop me from moving, okay? But I don't want you to break that glance either, okay? Give this a try here. I'm going to try moving your head here. Good, good. Okay. And just the other side here. Good. And now I'm going to try and do it up as well, and then down, okay? Okay. And just down now. Good. Everything looks great there. And the last test we're going to do for the touch is just sharp or dull test, okay? So now just using this pencil brush here. We call it sharp or dull, but it's not actually sharp. It's just a bit pokier than the other side, okay, with the bristles here. So I just want you to let me know when I poke you on a different spot in your face, am I poking you with the soft part or am I poking you with the sharp part, okay? Perfect, okay, let's get started here. Now, just again, focused at a spot, just at my chin, my nose, or my tie here. And just don't get distracted from that spot. And just let me know when you feel. Here, actually, I'll give you a little demonstration. That's the sharp side. And that's the dull side, okay? So let me know which one you feel, okay? Focus on that spot. And, okay? Good. 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 Correct. 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 That's correct, yes. Excellent. Perfect. Perfect. You did very well on that as well. So I think we are all set with the touch tests, and that would mean that we are at the end of the cranial nerve exam. And just to go over the results, my thoughts, and answer any questions. Okay, so as for the results, you did flawlessly on everything. Everything passed with flying colors. The injury did not have any kind of effect on any of your nerves. It didn't leave any marks on you physically at all. So it seems like it was just a mishap and you woke up easily and okay. We just put the bandages on you just in case, just to be sure, okay? So yes, everything passed with flying colors. Your cranial nerves seem perfect. So you have nothing to worry about in that regard, okay? And if you have any issues at all, you make sure to make an appointment with me and I will put you in immediately, okay? As soon as possible. Perfect, okay. So I think that's everything that we can do for you today. And you're feeling okay and everything? You want me to call you a cab or maybe someone that you know? You've got it covered? Okay, yeah, absolutely. No problem at all. I'm just glad that you're okay. That was my main concern with everything. So I'm just glad you were doing well. Everything seems to check out just fine, and you seem to be in perfect health. It was my pleasure. Okay, well, I will talk to you later. And be sure to make an appointment with me again real soon. Definitely, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Take care. Hello and welcome. You're my next patient? Excellent. Glad to hear it. Let me just get out my little notebook here. Alrighty. There we go. So we're first going to get you checked in, and if I can just start with your name. Perfect. To make sure my pen is pen mode. There we are. Sorry, can you say that again? Perfect. And can I get your date of birth? Perfect. And your reason for the visit today? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, so you're looking for a cranial nerve exam today then? Yeah, that's no problem at all. Perfect. Just finish writing this sentence here. Okay, we got your name, date of birth, and we've got your reason for the visit. So we're all set there. Let's see what we'll get started with. First, we'll just start with a quick breathing test. I'll use my stethoscope. Take some deep breaths. Make sure the breathing's good. Just the basics for now, okay? Perfect. Okay, let me get this back in the folder here. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to breathe on a little bit so it's not too cold. Okay, and I'll just have you take one deep breath in for me. Perfect. And just on this other side here. And breathe in, breathe out, just normally. Perfect. And then just on the front here. Okay, and just once more on the other side here. Perfect, that looks all good there. I've got that done. We will move on to the light test to start with. So I'm going to first start by dimming a little bit of these lights here. Dim this one just a bit. Okay, here we are. And first, I'm just going to get you to follow this light here. Okay, and just follow it. Continue following it. Try to stay focused even when it disappears a little bit. Okay, perfect. Keep your focus on the light here. And also, while you do so, just take deep breaths. Just relax and just worry about following the light here. Perfect. That's right. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. Now I'm just going to have you close just one eye, whichever eye of your choosing. I'm going to do the same and just follow it along with that eye, okay? Okay. And again, remember to just take some deep breaths and just remember to only focus on this light. Only focus on the light here. Doing a great job. Perfect. Keep following it. When it goes out of your peripheral vision, just make sure to follow it back as soon as you can. Okay. Perfect. Okay, and I'm just going to have you switch to the other eye now. We're going to do the exact same thing. Okay. Perfect. Keep following it with that one eye. Excellent. Excellent. You're doing a wonderful job. Perfect. Excellent. That looks both great with both your eyes. You can uncover your eye now. Okay, so now I'm going to have you fixate on a spot behind me. We're going to use the same light, and I'm going to try and distract you with it, but remember to keep looking at that one fixed spot. It could be on the painting behind me, it could be on my nose right here, the stethoscope, up in the corner, wherever you want. Just keep your focus on that one spot, okay? And I'm going to move the light around and check the outer sides of your eyes and see how your eye reflexes move to those points, okay? Okay. Okay, you got your spot? Perfect. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Keep focused on that one spot. Perfect. Perfect. Keep your focus on that one spot there, even when the light crosses your path. Keep focused on that one spot. Don't get distracted by the moving light around it. Okay? Perfect. All right, now we're going to do it individually. So if you can just cover up one eye, and we're going to test one at each time just so I can get a more in-depth look at each eye as the action happens, okay? All right, perfect. Perfect. Keep focused on that one. That one spot. Remember to breathe. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, and I'm going to have you cover that other eye now too, okay? So we're going to do the exact same thing on that side. We're going to start up here. And here we go. Keep that eye covered. Remember to breathe. And also stay focused on that one point with that one eye. Don't get distracted by the light here. Stay nice and focused on that one spot. Okay, perfect. Fantastic, you're doing great. Okay, perfect. Stay focused. Keep breathing. All right, perfect. Okay, you know, those are looking fantastic. Your eyes have great reflexes when it comes to the light, so it seems to be doing really well. Okay, what do we have here next? Now, actually, we're not quite done with the light. We have two more. We're going to start with the same thing. You could pick the same spot or a different spot, whichever you please, and you just let me know when you see the light turn on, okay? Okay. Actually, we'll go right off the bat and we'll start with just one eye each, okay? So we'll get that over with first. Ready? Perfect. 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 Good job. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Okay, and I'm going to give you a switch up now and do that other eye, okay? Perfect. Here we go. Yep. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Perfect. That's fantastic. And then we have just one more test with the light as well. This one will involve us going, closing your eyes, both of your eyes, and then you letting me know when you see with your eyes closed the light come up. When you first see that light through your eyelids, okay? When you start to see it get a little brighter, that's what we're going to be focusing on now, okay? You'll just close your eyes there. Perfect. All right, are you ready? Perfect, here we go. Excellent. Perfect. Perfect. You got it. Excellent. You got it. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Perfect. Yep. 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 Now I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging. So with keeping your eyes closed, I'm going to make the light a little bit smaller. And then just let me know when it comes and you see the light, okay? Perfect. 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 Excellent. Perfect. You got it. All right, you can open your eyes now. And that is all it for the light tests. Now we have our color tests that we're going to do here. And we are going to start with what color is it? Okay, so I'm going to hold up a color and you just tell me, as simple as it sounds, which color is it, okay? And we will be using little cardboard rectangles. Okay, so we're going to start. And just when it comes into your peripheral vision, just tell me, just say which color out loud it is, okay? All right. Perfect. 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 Now you saw little other colors, that's okay though. Perfect. Perfect. Good. 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 Excellent. Perfect. 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 Excellent. Perfect. And now I'm going to hold up multiple colors, okay? So you call out the colors that you see go up, okay? Excellent. Perfect. 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 Excellent. Perfect. 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 Excellent. And last one. Good, good. Okay. So that was pretty easy for you, so that's fantastic. I'm always glad to see that. And normally I would do each eye, but I think you were pretty quick with the responses, so I think we'll be okay for that one. Okay. And we are going to go to what color does it change to? Okay. So there'll be two colors, one on the front, one on the back. They will switch at one point or another. You just have to let me know as soon as it switches, okay? You don't have to say which color it switches to or which color it is originally by any means. Just let me know when you see the color switch itself, okay? Perfect. So we're going to start with okay, and then just let me know as soon as it changes, just like that. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Actually, I'm going to do this another way. Let's try it this way here. Okay. And just let me know when it changes, okay? Perfect. Perfect. Good job. Excellent. Okay. Just let me know as soon as it changes, as soon as it makes its change. Perfect. This way it works much better now, okay? Perfect. Yeah, as soon as you see the switch, call it right out, okay? We're testing how quickly of a response we can get with the sight that responses to the brain at those cranial nerves, okay? Perfect, okay. So let me know as soon as the other one goes in. Excellent. Perfect. Now we're going to use all 5 colors. I'm going to get you to call out the one color you see, like it was doing with the switch up and you were calling it out, but this time you call the color that pops up, okay? Okay, are you ready? Yes. We're looking for speed for this one as well too, kind of like the reflex to go as quickly as it allows, okay? Okay, are you ready? And go. Perfect. 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 Great job. All right. So now we're going to do, what color is it again? But this time we're going to do it in complete darkness, okay? So what I'll do is be holding up one of the colors, and then you will see a light come up behind it, and it's a little more difficult to determine which color it is, but that's why I thought this extra challenge would be a little more, give us a little more in depth to looking at your cranial nerves, okay? Perfect, okay. So I'm going to start by just getting a little bit more darker in here, okay? All right, and we're going to get started with these colors here. And here's the first one here. And remember from the 5 colors that you were shown earlier, okay? And which color is this? It is pink, you're right, yes. And here's the next one here. Which color is this? Perfect, yes, that's correct. We'll move on to the next one here. And which color is this one? Correct, excellent, yes, yellow. And the next one here. Perfect. You got that one right away. And this last one here. Which one's this? Oh, I think you were incorrect on the first one, actually. You're right, this is the pink one. Even I got that one wrong. Let's compare those two here. Oh yes, they are very similar. This is the orange, this is the pink. Orange, pink, orange, pink. Actually, we will do that for one last color and eye and light exam. We're going to fan these colors out here, and you tell me when the color in the background changes, okay? Perfect, good, yes. Excellent. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. It's hard to get them all, so I'll go try and go slower here. There we are. Changing from color to color. Remember to take deep breaths. Perfect, 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 perfect. That's correct. You got it? Excellent. Excellent. All right. Now I'm going to turn those lights just back on here. Okay, there we are. You did really well for those. That was a really cool color effect too. So we've got all the color ones done now. So we're going to move on to, it's going to sound silly, but a paintbrush. We're going to be using this to do the soft and dull test, okay? So basically I'm going to have you shut your eyes, and then I'm just going to poke you with one of the sides. It's not actually sharp, but we call it sharp or dull because it will feel a lot more soft on the one side and just a little pokey on the other side, okay? Right? Right? Perfect. 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 Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Yep. Perfect. Yep. Yep. Perfect. Okay, now we're just going to take the same paintbrush. What we're going to do is I'm going to tap it on um, the dull side, and you are going to count and let me know how many taps on each ear, okay? So we're going to start on this side here, and just let me know how many taps you hear. Good. Perfect. Excellent. We're going to do the other ear now. Okay. Excellent. Perfect. Excellent. Now we're going to go a little bit faster on each ear, okay? Just try and keep up with the count as best as you can, okay? Excellent. Good job. Okay. Good job. Okay. And last one for this side. All right. Perfect. Good. Good counting skills. Quick hearing as well, which is great. Just what we're looking for. Now we're just trying on this side here. Good, good. Perfect. Okay. And listen closely. Tricky one. Okay, we'll do one more on this side just to test, okay? Good, you got that one. Perfect. Okay. So we'll be moving on to movements in the body as well as tapping, okay? And what I mean by that is I'm going to try and move your head okay, to each side, up and down, and you just stiffen yourself and make sure I can't, or hold yourself as best as you can to prevent me from moving it each way, okay? Okay, ready? I'm going to go to this side here. Perfect, good. You prevented me there. And we're going to try on this side as well. Perfect. And then we're just going to do it up as well. Okay. And down. Perfect. Okay. That all seems to be good there. Do you find any pain when that happens at all? When you try and stop your head from moving, or for a better example, if you were on a roller coaster and to prevent your head from smacking around in the machine, do you find there's any pain when you tighten it or anything in the neck area at all? Okay, do you mind if I just give around your shoulder and your neck, just little taps? Okay, perfect. Here we go. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to do it on the other side as well. Perfect, that all looks great. And for the last one, for this one, this is going to be very similar to the arms. I'm going to do a rhythmic tap down as well, just to make sure everything is where it needs to be, and if there's any pain that you need to report or anything like that. Basically testing for any of the nerves within your arm to see if it affects in a different way, like if you're tapping your wrist and all of a sudden you feel it up in your shoulder. Could be something that we need to look at when it comes to the nerves as well, that can be connected to the cranial as well, okay? Because all the receptors come up to the brain and it's all connected within that way, okay? This one's going to be a little different. Before it was just the taps. This one we're going to be doing quicker taps down your arm on each side, up, down one way, and then back up the other, okay? All right, perfect. And we'll get started here with this side. You ready? Okay. No pain there at all, Okay. Excellent. Not even a dull. No pain, okay. Good. Okay, we'll come down the side here. No pain in the wrist area or the forearm. Okay, perfect. Okay, have you flip your arm? Perfect. take some deep breaths. Absolutely. Perfect. Everything seems great on that arm, so we'll just tackle the other arm, okay? Perfect. Okay, here we go. Go up the one side here. No pain in the fingers at all. Okay, perfect. Come down the one side. I'll just have you turn your arm over here. Okay, perfect. Any numbness in your fingers or your hand at all? No? Perfect, okay. This doesn't hurt when I tap the inside of your elbow here. Perfect, okay. Nothing in the bicep at all, okay. Perfect. Everything looks great there as well. And then we will just move on to the last ones, which will be a smelling test as well as a taste test. Okay, so I've got 5 scratch and sniff smells for you today, okay? And first I'm going to use this little brush here to do the scratching. And then I will put it right to your nose for you to be able to smell, okay? And your job is to guess which smell it is for me, okay? Perfect, okay. And here we go with the first one. And give that one a smell. And what does that smell like to you? That is correct. Great job. Okay, let's do the other one here. And yes, it does take a little bit for the scratching because we want to make sure that each patient has, depending on their capability of smell, has the ability to smell the test regardless, okay? If not, then we know we have some serious issues. All right, and give this one a smell. What does that smell like? Perfect. Yes, exactly. And we'll go to the next one. So we definitely don't have to worry about you not being able to smell anything. So that's good. Okay, we'll grab this next one here. Try and stump you a bit. Okay, we'll get up with the third one now. Perfect. And give this one a smell here. What does it smell like to you? This one is a bit of a tricky one, yes. You can only choose one. Yes, that's correct. Excellent smell. Grab the next one here. No, actually, I think that was our hardest one. I tried to stump you. So these next two will probably be a pretty easy cinch for you. Okay. Okay, and this one? What does that smell like to you? Yes, correct. It's a really nice smell, though. Yeah, absolutely. And for the last one here, okay. And the very last one. You got it. Perfect. Excellent. So that was the last of for the smell test. And then we're going to move on to the final test, which is the taste test, okay? Okay. So I've got 5 of these vials here, each one with a different flavor, okay? Okay, they're a little tricky to get off. Bear with me. Okay. Here is the first one. And just open up your mouth and just stick out your tongue here. And I'll just put a few droplets on. And what does that taste like to you? Yes, that's what I was looking for. Perfect. Excellent. And we'll grab the next one here. These lids are tricky. There we are. A little bit of it there in the vial here. Okay, and here is the second one. And if you'll just stick out your tongue. Perfect. Put a couple drops on there. And what did that taste like to you? That's correct. Yes, absolutely. Excellent. Okay, and we will do the third one here. Okay. Get some in the vial here. Now, if you just stick out your tongue. Perfect. Put a few drops on. Perfect. And what does that taste like to you? That's right. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, and I'll put this one up here. Grab the fourth one. Okay. Drops on here. Okay, perfect. Looks like I'll need to get some more of this one in particular. Okay, and just stick out your tongue there. And what did that taste like to you? Correct. Yes, you got it. And we are on to the last one now, okay? This one is the harder one. I did save the hardest one for last this time. Okay, and we've got the last one here. The trickiest lid of all. Okay, perfect. Get some on this one here. And just stick out your tongue. Perfect. And what did that taste like? Excellent. Okay. Perfect. So we've got went through all the tests that I have for you today. Everything checks out fantastic. I'm not particularly worried about any specific cranial nerve at all. Everything seems to be in focus, from the touch all the way to the sight and the hearing and the tasting and the smelling. So everything seems on point. I don't think you have anything to worry about at this point. Okay? Does that make you feel better? Good, good. I'm glad to hear. Yeah, absolutely. You can always just make an appointment with the receptionist for sure on your way out. Now, is there anything else that was bugging you that you wanted to check through on this appointment at all, or was it just the cranial nerve exam? Okay, perfect. Yeah, no problem at all. If you just want to make your way down the hall there, you'll be greeted by the receptionist there, and they'll be able to take your any information for any further appointments you need, okay? Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in, and I'm glad everything was fantastic today. Alrighty. Have a great day. Take care. Bye now. Hello there. How are you today? That's great. I'm glad to hear. I also hear that you are a new patient. Fantastic. Well, for new patients, we first like to just start off by getting some information off you. So I'm just going to write down on my little clipboard here and ask you some questions, okay? I'm just going to first find your appointment booking here, okay? Okay, here it is here. Okay, and can I just ask your full name, please? Okay, perfect. And can I grab your date of birth? Okay. Excellent. And can I grab your address, please? Excellent. And just a brief medical history. Absolutely. I'm just going to just jot some notes down when you talk, okay? Yeah, no problem at all. All right, that is perfect. That is all the questions I have for you. Do you have any questions for me at all? Oh, you're okay. So you are scheduled for a cranial nerve exam, but you're not exactly sure what a cranial nerve exam is. Absolutely, I can give you a rundown for sure. So, a full cranial nerve, which is what we'll be doing today, a full cranial nerve exam assesses the cranial nerves in each specific area, which has a specific function related to the sensory and motor pathways. The exam involves tests visually, testing your pupillars response, as well as eye movements, facial movements, facial twitches, your hearing, your swallowing, your tongue, your shoulders, your neck, really everything in the upper area, okay? And this comprehensive assessment provides valuable insights into the functions of the cranial nerve and helps identify any potential neurological defects. Absolutely, it's my pleasure. So we're going to do a bunch of different little tests, like I said. And as we go through, feel free to ask questions then as well, okay, of any of the tests, and I will go over them before we do them, okay? Perfect. So now that we've got that all taken care of, let's get started. All right, first, I like to start with using my stethoscope here. And we're going to listen to your breathing as well as your heart, okay? So I'm going to take this end here. And I'm just going to put it on your back, okay? And I'm going to get you to just take some deep breaths for me, okay? And take a deep breath for me. Okay, perfect. And just on the other side here. And just take a deep breath for me. Breathe. Okay, perfect. And just one more time, just on the front of your chest, okay? Just right here. And just deep breath in for me and breathe in and out. Okay, perfect. And just once more, just on this side here, okay? Deep breath in and breathe out. perfect. Everything looks good with that there, so I don't think we have to worry about your breathing, and your heart seems to be in great working order, okay? And we are going to get started with the first one. So, the first nerve we're going to be doing with our cranial nerve exam today is called the olfactory nerve. And basically, it's the smell detector. So, I have 5 different scent cards for you, okay? And we're going to scratch each one of them. All right, let's get started. So, first, I have these 5 cards here. And I'm going to give them a little scratch with this brush, okay? And we're going to then allow you to sniff them, okay? They are rather familiar smells, yes. All right, give this first one a smell here. And what does this one smell like? Yes, smelly goblin. You got that one right. Good job. And we will move on to the next one. I put that one aside so it doesn't interfere with any of the other scents here, okay? So we'll get started with this one as well. And what does this one smell like? A birdcage close, yes, the feather of a bird. You got that correct. All right, are you ready for the next one? Okay. Okay, and what about this one? Horses? That is correct. You've got that correct. Good job. Okay. The next one here. All right, I give this one a sniff. Wet dog. You are on a roll. You've got that right. Yes, wet dog. And are you ready for the very last one? And the very last one, can you tell me what this one is? A robot's bathwater? I'll give you that one because you do have it with robot. You got it. Your olfactory nerve seems to be in perfect working order. Your smell, it seems to be on point. It's almost scary. Okay, yes. Yep, we will move on right to the next one, which will be the optic nerve, okay? So this one will be involving the eye chart. I'll be doing some light response tests with the pupils, okay? And a few other tests as well, and I will describe them as we go along, okay? Perfect. Okay, let's see here. I need these. I think first we will start with the eye chart here, okay? And then we will move on to the light responses, okay? So first we're gonna just do the very basic eye test here, okay? The one that I'm sure you've seen many times. I'm just going to point to a letter, and I'd just like you to repeat back that letter to me, okay? To make sure you can confirm that you can see it, okay? And just starting at the top here. Yes. And what about this next row? Correct. Excellent. And this third line? Excellent. And what about the fourth line here? Perfect. And the fifth line? Perfect. Great, great. And just this sixth line here. Perfect. Okay. And can you tell me what color this bar is right here? Excellent. And what about this one down here? Good, yes. And what about this one just right up here? Yes, excellent. Okay, so next, we're just going to see if you can take on this row 7 for me, okay? Good, good, great. What about this 8? Do you think you can make out any of that? Perfect. Excellent. 2020 for sure. Can you see any of the other columns below here? Any of these ones at all here? You want to give it a try? Okay. Not quite, but we'll just move on to the next one. Okay, good. Good. Not quite, but we'll move on to the next. Good. Good. So you got most of them correct. So you definitely say you have good 2020 vision, okay? So that's most of it that we can do with the chart there. Next, we're just going to move on to some light triggers, okay? Just to test out those pupils, see where they're at, as well as your eye movement and your eye reactions, okay? So we're going to use my light pen right here, okay? It is rather bright, so please be aware. And basically, to start, I'm just going to have you looking away from the light, okay? So I'm going to point the light just in this top corner here. And if you can just look in the opposite direction, just in this direction, okay? I'm just going to take a look at the sides of your eyes, okay? Just a little response. Keep looking in that direction. Keep looking in that direction. Perfect, perfect, okay? Now I'm just going to switch it up and I'm going to point it in this bottom corner here. And I just want you to look the opposite in the top corner way, okay? Good, good. Okay. Excellent. Good. Everything seems to be in order with the eye there. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Everything seems to look like pretty well with each eye around the pupil, okay? And in the corners around, and the veins as well seem to be all in perfect order. So we're going to move on to the next one. And this one is going to involve my finger and this light, okay? What I want you to do is focus on this finger right here, okay? I'm going to present the light in different fashions throughout this session. And I want you to just stay focused on the top of my finger, okay? Basically, I'm just checking for light response and eye response, sorry, and light movement, eye movement. Keep saying light. And from there, I'll be able to see if your eyes are able to continue focusing with the distracting light in the back, or if your eyes continue to shift at all. Okay? So just keep an eye on that finger there, just the top of that finger, while the light swirls around, trying to distract you, okay? Keep from being distracted. Okay, keep from being distracted. Keep focused on the light and the finger, the top of my finger. Okay? Perfect. Your eyes seem to be responding quite well to that. So what I'm going to have you do now is switch up, and I'm going to have you look at the light. Okay? The light is going to stay and go in circular motions just right here. Keep your eye on it. And avoid looking at the distracting finger that's also making circles, okay? So keep your eye on the light. Follow that light as best as you can. Follow that light. This allows me to check for the same thing as before the last test. But this one, because the light is involved and you're focusing on that, it changes your pupils. So I'm able to examine after the change with the light involved, okay? So keep your eye on the light even when it changes design. And just stay fixed on that light, okay? Fixed on that light. Don't let the finger distract you. Don't let the finger distract you. Okay. Now, can you tell me what's closer? The finger or the light? Good. What about now? Good. And what about now? Good. And now? Excellent. What about now? Good. And now? Perfect. And how about now? Excellent. What about now? Fantastic. And now? Perfect. Okay, and I think the last test we'll do that won't involve the light or the eye chart, I'm just going to hold up. I want you to focus just right here on my tie, the top of my tie, okay? And I'm going to hold up a certain number of fingers, and I'd just like you to tell me how many together, all together, okay? How many fingers are being held up, including thumbs? Okay? I'm ready? How many fingers? Good. How many now? Good. How many now? Good. How many now? Perfect. And now? Good, good. What about now? Good. And now? Excellent. And what about now? Perfect. All right. Everything seems to be good with your peripheral there as well, too. So we are going to move on to the next set of nerves, okay? And those nerves are the ocular motor, the trochlear, and the abducens. And basically, those will be covering more parts of the eye, but on a different scale, okay? Um, different connections within as well as attached to the retinas, okay? So we're going to dive into that, and we're going to be using the light pen again. The first one, we won't be using it for light. The next test, we will be using it, but also associating it with colors, okay? So this first one, I'm just going to be making a simple H, okay? And I just want your eyes to follow along with that, okay? Just follow the pen making the H, okay? And I'm just going to see how well you keep up with speed as well as how smoothly it is for you, okay? If it's a little more choppier than normal, okay? Perfect, okay? Good. Okay. Okay. That looks all right there. Okay, so it seems to move pretty smoothly along with the H. Perfect. Now I'm just going to pick up the speed just a little bit here, okay? I'm just going to examine your eyes. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, everything looks good there. And you are able to keep up with the faster speed. Okay. And you don't have any pain or anything like that. Perfect. Okay, so everything looks good with that then. And we're going to move on to the next portion, which will involve the light penning well, and as well as these colors here, okay? So we're just going to start with the first one here. And I'm just going to make that H again. And I just want you to stay focused on the pen, where it's going, the flow of it, and the creating of the H as it traces on the paper here, okay? Stay focused. Perfect. Good, good. Okay. Yeah. Everything looks good there. Everything looks good there. Everything looks good. Sorry for any background noise that you may hear. Construction next door on the street there, next to the offices. Okay. Now we're just going to move on to the next color here. Okay, keep your eye on the lights here, okay? And I'm just going to examine your eyes, sides, the top, and the bottom, and the other side as well, just to see if it moves and flows smoothly. And looking at this H here, okay? And as well as showing the different shades of color. Perfect. Perfect. Good. Good. Okay. That's excellent. Okay, everything seems to look good with that as well. So we're going to move on just to the next color here. We're going to go with a bit of a darker color. And then we'll move on to that very last, very bright color again, okay? So keep your focus on the age that is being created here, okay? Dr. Relaxa is here for you. Here to make sure your cranial nerves are in perfect working order. And I've been told that they are rather relaxing as well, so I like to keep up with that. Okay, and stay focused on the age. Perfect. You're doing a great job. I'm going to do it more up here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Keep an eye on those nerves and how they are doing. Perfect. Everything seems to look normal with these ones too, which is good. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, everything looks good with the blue color as well. So we're just going to move on to that last one, which is that lovely lime green here. Okay, and just keep focused on that age. Okay, I'm going to take a look at your ocular motor. Okay, seems to be reacting peculiar in your abducens. All the nerves seem to be in working order. They seem to be functioning even at a higher rate, which is exactly what we're looking for. Perfect. Okay. Everything seems to be good with this color as well. So you've done very well on all 5 of the nerves so far, okay? The next nerve we'll be looking at is the trigeminal nerve, okay? And this one is the touch sensation on the forehead, the cheeks, and the jaw, as well as clenching of the jaw, okay? Just to make sure that everything is, when constricted and tight, that it all works, as well as elasticity when poking. And to do this, we are going to be using 2 instruments, a soft as well as it's not sharp, it's more bald, but it's a bit of a poke. That won't hurt at all. And it will determine, you'll be telling me if it's soft or dull by the poke, by the feel of it, okay? And we'll be doing that on your forehead, your cheeks, and your chin, just like I said, to see the elasticity as well as the touch sensation if you're still feeling them in all those correct spots, okay? All right, let's get started. So, I'm going to just start with the forehead here, okay? And you tell me if it's soft or dull, okay? Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Excellent. That is correct. Soft, yeah. And that is dull, soft, dull, correct. Soft and dull, soft and dull here, and soft and dull. Good, good. All the sensations seem to be well intact in the forehead, dull and soft. And now we're just going to move on to the cheek areas, okay? I'm just going to pick it. Actually, we'll start with one on each side, okay? Just so I can make sure you're not seeing which one I'm going over with each side with, okay? And which one here? Soft or dull? Good, that is soft, yes. And this one? Dull, correct. And soft, yes. And dull, yes. Yep, more dull. And soft, yes. Good job. And some dull, perfect. And soft and dull. Excellent. And I'll just move to the other side here now. Right? Soft. What about now? Good. And soft. Dull. Perfect. Good. Good. Soft. Dull, dull, dull. Soft, soft, soft. Dull, dull, dull. And soft. Dull, soft, dull, soft, and soft. Perfect. And the last one will be just moving down to your chin, okay? Soft, yeah. Dull, perfect. Soft, 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 soft. And dull, 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 dull. Soft, dull. Soft, dull. Soft. And dull. Soft, dull. Soft. And dull. Soft. Dull, soft, dull, 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 soft. Yes, and dull. Excellent. Everything seems to be in working order with that. And for the last part of this, I'm just going to get you to clench your jaw for me, okay? Just clench it just like that. And I just want you to try and move from side to side, okay? Just like that, yeah. Just like that. Perfect. Okay? And just clench your jaw and just give me a big wide open smile, okay? Just looking at the tensions in your face here, okay? Perfect. Keep that grin there. Just gonna make sure things seems in working order. Yes, everything seems to bounce back as well. Perfect. You can release your jaw now. Okay. And now we're gonna move on to facial expressions, which kind of involves the jaw as well, because I'm gonna be asking you to smile, frown, make certain faces for me, okay? So let's jump into that. Okay, so I'm just going to get you to start just by puffing out your cheeks with not, don't over puff them because it can cause some pain. So just enough just to puff them up, okay? Just to see if the facial expressions and muscles work with well, okay? So just good, good. And I'm just going to put a little pressure on them with it, okay? And just try and prevent any air coming out. Good, good job, okay? Good. Okay. And now we're just going to move on to some facial muscles, okay? So you can just give me a big grin, big smiling grin. Good, good, okay. Everything looks good there. Everything looks good with the smile. Perfect. Very lovely, very lovely. Okay, and now can you just give me a frown face, okay? Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. Everything looks good there. Some nerves here, okay. Perfect. Yep, and the resistance on them as well is perfect too. And now can you give me kind of a stern face? So scrunch your face, scrunch your mouth, scrunch your nose, just scrunch all in general, okay? Just like that for me. Perfect, okay? And now scrunch up And I'm going to try and unscrunch it, okay? Not too hard or anything, but I'm just going to try and get some resistance going, okay? And just prevent it, okay? Ready? There we go. Yep, you're resisting me. Perfect. Good, good. You're resisting. Good job. Everything seems to work well. There. So everything with your facial expression, nerves look fantastic, which are just the facial nerves. But we can move on to the next one. This next nerve is the vestibulocochlear nerve, okay? And this one is just the hearing. So I'm going to be whispering things on each side into your ears. And then the very last test, there's only 2 in this one, will be I'll just be tapping 2 wood blocks together. And you'll just be telling me if you can hear it on which side, as well as how many taps, okay? So we'll move on to the first one. I'm just going to whisper something into your ear, and I'd just like you to repeat it back to me, okay? ASMR. Excellent. And relaxation. Good, good. And stipple, 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 stipple. Perfect. Sweet dreams. Excellent. And cranial nerve exam. That is correct. What about this one? Tingles, 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 tingles. Good, good. And this one? Relaxation station. Perfect. And this one? Sleep. Yes, correct. And what about this one? Eye exam. Good. And last one. Subscribe. Fantastic. Excellent work. So yeah, we'll be moving on to the next one, which will involve these 2 little guys right here, okay? I'm just going to go on each side of your ear. I'm going to do a number of taps, and I just want you to tell me how many taps, okay? We'll start on this side. Good, good. And this side. Fantastic. This side again. Excellent. And this side. Perfect. And last 2, this side. Yes, good job. And last one. Yes, perfect. So everything looks fantastic with your hearing, as well as your facial muscles and your jaw and your touch sensation in the trigeminal, okay? So everything's looking great with all of your nerves thus far. We only have a handful of them left now, so we'll just try and speed them through so we can get you out of here, okay? But you're doing fantastic, and I really appreciate it, and you. So the next nerve we'll be looking at is the glossopharyngeal, as well as the vagus nerve, okay? And this one will be focusing on the palate and the tongue. So I'll be getting you to taste a few things, telling me what their flavors are, as well as testing with kind of like the old-fashioned stick in the tongue and say ah thing, okay? We're going to be looking at that as well as some of your tongue movements, okay? Perfect. So we will get started with that. So right here, I have a spray. I have 5 of them in total. And what I'll be doing is spraying them on your tongue, and you'll be telling me the taste sense, okay? And don't worry, they will be a lot more pleasant than the smell ones that we had, okay? Let's get started with this, okay? I like to give it a little shake just to give the flavors a little awakening here. Okay, and if you will just open your tongue like that for me, okay? And I'm just going to be giving it just a couple sprays here, okay? And what does that taste like? Apple, yes, correct. Good job. Let me just grab the next one here. Okay. A little shake quickly. Okay. You can just stick out your tongue for me. Okay. And what does that taste like? Banana, yes, you are correct. Good job. I'll get the next one here. Okay. Okay, and if I can just get you to stick out your tongue here. And what does this taste like? Yes, grape. Excellent taste. Okay, we'll just grab the next one here. Quick little shake here. Okay. And if I can just get you to stick out your tongue and tell me what this taste is. Orange. Yes, you are correct. You are 4 out of 4 right now. Grab the last one here. Let's see if we can make it 5 out of 5, shall we? Okay, and stick out your tongue for me one last time. And what does that taste like? Cherry, you are correct. Good guess. You are 5 out of 5, and those nerves seem to be in perfect working order. Okay, and we're just going to do that last one. I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my sterilized instrument here, and I'm going to be just putting it just gently on your tongue and pushing down. I'd like you to, like the old-fashioned, say ah for me, okay? And we're just going to test. I would like you to move your tongue from one side to the other so we can see it, how well your tongue nerve is doing in there, okay? Just say ah, perfect. Okay. Everything looks good, and just move your tongue to the left there. Excellent. Move your tongue to the right. Okay. Perfect. Everything looks good in there too. I'm not really worried about that. The back lining of your throat looks intact, as well as your uvula, so I'm not too concerned with that. Your tongue motions seem to be moving smoothly and no obstructions there, okay? So we're just going to move on to some of the last nerves we have to work on today, okay? And that next one is the spinal accessory, okay? And this one is basically turning resistance, kind of like how we were doing earlier with the jaw and the face expressions. But this one, I'm going to be moving your entire head, okay? But you're going to be resisting me, okay? So I want you to look straight forward, focus at my thigh here. And I'm just going to put my hands gently on your head and gently try and push and pull and move to the sides, okay? So just prevent me from doing that, all right? So here we go. Good, good. Resisting me from doing that. Good, good. And each move to the side. Doesn't seem obstruction, and you don't feel any pain from the resistance at all. Good, okay. Now I'm going to move your head slightly up now, okay? Good. Resist. Perfect. And just down a little bit. Okay, perfect. Yeah, everything seems to be good with that. And from what I saw with your jaw, I'm not surprised there. So everything looks good with the spinal accessory, okay? And we will move on to the very last one, which is just a little bit more of movements of the tongue as well as checking for symmetry, okay? And this one is the hypoglossal nerve, okay? And this one we are going to be just basically examining with my trusty light pen here, okay? So I'm just going to get you to open your mouth wide. Like that, yeah. And I'm just going to get you to move from side to side, okay? Okay. Good, good. And do you mind lifting the tongue right up to the ceiling there? Good, perfect. Okay, good. Everything seems to be connected there still. Everything looks intact. Nothing looks out of place at all, okay? And now can you move it up and down for me? And you don't feel any pain, any restriction or anything like that? Okay, good. Fantastic. And now just go from side to side again. Okay, look on this side while you're doing that. And this side here. Okay, perfect. And now if you could just stick out your tongue, just gently, you don't have to stick it all the way out, just gently stick out your tongue so I can just see the symmetry of it, just to make sure that there are no growthing happening on either side, as well as that could be affecting those nerves, okay? Perfect, okay. Well, it looks pretty similar on each side. No growths, no extensions or anything like that. Nothing to be concerned about at all. Perfect. Perfect. You can put your tongue in your mouth. Fantastic. And that is the cranial nerve exam, the full cranial nerve exam. How did you find it? Oh, good. I'm glad it was. I've been told it's a little relaxing at times, so I try and keep with that aesthetic. Okay. Fantastic. I'm glad. I'm so glad. Okay, yeah, well, I'll let you get out of here because I've taken enough of your time today. Perfect. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day and please stay safe out there, okay? All right. Take care. Bye now. Hello there. How are you doing? Excellent. I'm glad to hear. According to my chart here, we'll be doing a cranial nerve exam today. Okay. And can I just grab your name real quick? Perfect. That's who we got here. All right, we can get started. I think we will start just by taking a check at your lungs and your heartbeat there, okay? Let's do that. I'm just going to place this on your back here. I'm just going to get you to take a couple deep breaths for me, okay? Just in and out. And take a breath in and out. Perfect. And we're just going to do it again just on the other side here, okay? And breathe in for me. breathe out. Perfect. And just on this side, just in the front now, okay? And just take a deep breath in for me. Perfect. And just breathe out. Okay, perfect. And just again on this side here, just in the front, okay? And just take a deep breath in. And let it out. Perfect. Okay. Everything sounds normal with your breathing and your lungs. So we'll be able to move on to the next one, okay? And we'll get started with jumping into the tests now, okay? And first we're just going to start off with some smell tests, okay? To see if everything's good with your nostrils there, okay? And so I have a few cards here. Sorry about that. A couple cards here. They are scent cards. And at first they will need a good scratching, okay? So using this brush here, I'm going to be doing that, okay? Here we go. Takes a lot of scratching, but I think this one is ready for you to smell. So can you just give that a quick smell for me? And can you tell me what that smell is? That is correct. Excellent guess. We will move on to the next one then and see if you can guess it as well. Okay, so we have a different scent here, a different card scent, and we are going to see if you can get it just like the last one, okay? And we will get started. Okay, so that one is good and scratched now. Could you give this one a smell and tell me what is the scent here? Yes, you are correct once again. Let's see if we can make it third time's the charm. Got this final card here. And this one's a doozy, so please bear with me. this a sniff here? And can you tell me what this smells like? Yes, correct. You were right again. You got 3 for 3. I'm very impressed. Okay, so everything was looking fantastic with that. With that nerve. Okay. So I think we're going to move on just to the next one now. Okay. And this one will be all about the sight. Okay. I'm going to test to see what things you can see what's in your peripheral vision, do an eye chart. We're going to go through the whole thing here, okay? All right, let's get that started. Okay, I'm just going to set up the area here, okay? So we're first going to start with just putting up the eye chart here, okay? So it's just going to go right up here behind. There, you've got a good distance of the chart. Okay, good. And next I'm just going to grab my little instrument here, as well as a light pen for after. Okay, so I think we'll start just by jumping into the eye chart here, okay? I'm just going to point to some of these letters and numbers, and we're going to get a sense of how well your eyesight is, okay? Excellent. And starting just right up here, can you tell me what this one is here? Good. And what about this number here? Good. Okay. And we're going to go down to the next line here. And can you tell me what this letter is here? Excellent. And what about this one? Good. And can you tell me this number here? Fantastic. We're going to move down on to the third line now. And can you tell me what this letter is here? Excellent, yes. And carrying on with the rest of the line. Good. That is correct. And can you tell me the number on the end there? Yes, 3. Perfect. And before we move on to the fourth line, can you tell me what color this is right here? Good. And what about this one just above it? Okay, good. You can see those colors. Perfect. And now we're just going to move on to the fourth line here. And I'm just going to trail along and just shout them out. And I will tell you if you are correct or not, okay? And starting right here. Yes. 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 And just the number on the end. Yes, that is very good. And we'll just move on to the fifth line now, okay? And just starting with the first one here. Good. 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 Yes. Good. And just finishing with that ending number here. That is correct. And now we're just going to move back down to the sixth line here. And starting with this one here. That is correct. Good. Yes. Perfect. Fantastic. Wonderful. And just to finish off again with the number here. Fantastic. And you can make out this color here as well, I assume. Perfect. What about the one below it here? Just this one right here. Yes, correct. That is fantastic. So we're going to try the last two lines, but don't panic too much with these ones because we're mostly just looking for above the green line for most people, okay? So if you can't get some of them, please don't feel like you should beat yourself up at all about it, okay? And just starting with this letter just right here. Good. Yes, correct. Mm-hmm. Good, good. Yes. Correct. And perfect. And let's try this last 20/20 line, okay? And we can see if you have 20/20 vision, okay? And just starting on the left side here, working our way over. Good. Yes. That is correct. You are correct. Yes. Good. 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 And yes, correct. You've gotten them all correct. So you have 20/20/20/20 vision. Well, not 20/20/20/20 vision, just 20/20 vision. But it is perfect, impeccable, and I'm so glad you can see. You want to try the other lines? Absolutely. Let's see how well you can do, okay? And just starting from here. Correct. Yes. Good. Good. Fantastic. Wonderful. Good. Yes. Wow. And you got the number as well. And let's go down to the next one here. Okay. Yes. Good. Very good. Good. And good. You are impressing me. But let's see if we can stump you with the very, very last line here, okay? Starting from this side here. Good. Yes. Absolutely. Good. Good. Yes. Yes. Good. Wonderful. And you are correct. You have perfect 20/10 vision. 20/10 vision. You have impeccable vision. So I am happy to say you have passed this one with flying colors. And we are just going to do some of the light, using the light pen, just to identify just some of the other areas of the eye, okay? Perfect. We're just going to start by just taking this down here. And now we're just going to use my trusty, handy-dandy light pen, okay? And what we're going to do is see how your peripheral vision is doing, okay? Seeing the light when it comes into perspective, when it comes into that field of vision, okay? So you just let me know as soon as you start to see that light pop in. Excellent. And good. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Good. 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 Very, very good. 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 Perfect. Yes, everything seems to be in perfect condition with your peripheral, okay? So now we're just going to change it up just a bit, a little bit more of a challenging task, okay? So I'm going to, again, keep putting around the light pen here, okay? I'm going to point my finger up, and I would just like you to focus on the tip of my finger, okay? And try not to get distracted by the light, okay? That will be the important part, seeing if your eyes are reacting and wanting to move to the light. Okay, it'll be able to allow us to see how well your eyes are doing for focus. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Now just remember, keep it focused just on this finger, just on the tip top of my finger here. Okay, no matter where the light goes. Okay. Good. That's right. Keep focused on that finger there, okay? Just keep focusing just on that finger there. Now I'm going to move some movement with the finger as well, okay? So just keep focused even when the light passes your path, your eye path, your vision path, okay? Good. Perfect. Stay focused on that finger, okay? Stay focused no matter how distracting the light can be. And even if the light tries to mimic the movements, okay? Good, good. Everything with your eyes looks impeccable. Everything is perfect, okay? I don't think it could be any more perfect. So I think we'll just get started with the next tests, okay? Okay. So for the next one, we're just going to be doing some facial expressions, okay? What's that? Oh, your facial muscles are hurting you today. Okay. Well, do you mind if I give you a massage? Are you okay with that? You feel like that will help at all? Okay, perfect. Absolutely. No problem at all. Okay. So I'll start up at the forehead here, work my way down to the jaw, go into the neckline, and then just come up the back of the ears here, okay? Perfect, okay. And then after that, we'll do some facial testing just right after that, okay? Perfect. Okay, we're just going to start up on the forehead here. Good, good. Move down to the sides of your face here, okay? And we're just going to move down to your chin here. Going to move on just to your neck now here, okay? And just behind the ears as well. And how does that feel? Good, good. Okay. Now I'm just going to get you to clench your jaw for me, okay? Good, just like that. I'm just going to have a look at the sides here. Perfect. Everything looks good. And now can you give me a frown face? Good, just like that. Okay, good. I'm just going to do a little bit of resistance as well, okay? So I'm just going to do a little pulling on the frown. Everything looks good there, though, okay? Okay, and now can I get you to do a shocked face with your eyebrows lifted, okay? Good, just like that. Good, and I'm just going to try and move them. Move them slightly here, okay? Everything looks good, everything looks good. Perfect, excellent. And now the last face, I'm just going to get you to do a scrunched face, okay? So just scrunch up your entire face for me. Good, good, good. Okay, I'm just going to try and untighten these here, okay? Good, good. Prevent me. Excellent. That's perfect. Everything looks great with that as well. So we're just going to move on to the test that we have here, okay? Okay, and I think we are going to do the tasting next, okay? So we're going to use these testers. There are 3 of them in total, okay? And we are going to get you to taste each one, and just like the smells, try and guess the taste for us, okay? Perfect. Okay, so these lids can be tricky because they do have a safety feature on them. So try to get this off without spilling. Okay, and we're just going to get every excess off we can. Okay, and I'm just going to drop a few drops on your tongue. So if you just want to stick out your tongue for me, okay? Perfect, and here come the drops here. Good, good. They are landing on your tongue. Perfect. And I'm going to let you take a little second just to guess. Just to think about it, okay? Really taste the taste. Okay? You ready? Yes, you are correct. That was it. That was it. Good job. Everything seems to be impeccable. I wouldn't be surprised if the rest of your tests are as well, okay? Fantastic. You might be a superhuman for all I know. Okay, so let's see if you are. Let's finish these tests and find out. Put these tricky lids on. There we go. And I'm going to grab the next one here. And here we go. Well, this one's almost empty. I gotta make sure I dig down to the bottom of the bottle to get any of the flavor. There we go. I think I got some. Knock off any excess. Okay, and same deal. I'm just going to get you to stick out your tongue, okay? Perfect. And here come the drops. Good, good. Perfect. Landed right on there. And if you could tell me what that tastes like. I'll give you a second just to kind of taste it out. Yes. What do you think it is? You are correct. That's another one right. Okay, well, let's move on to the third and see if you can get it. Okay, and here's the third one here. This one too, I have to really dig to the bottom to get the flavoring. There we go. And I'm just going to knock off some extra. Perfect. And just get you to stick out your tongue. Excellent. And tell me what this tastes like. I'll give you just a second there so you can taste it out. And what do you think it is? You are correct. 3 in a row. Excellent job. Okay, and I'll put this last one away. And everything looks great with your taste nerves, your taste buds, and all your tasting nerves, okay? So we're going to move along to the next set of tests. Okay, and the last one is just to do with hearing, okay? You feel like you can't hear all that good? Okay. Well, I have some ear cleaners just right here, some Q-tips. Do you mind if I just get in there and do a quick little clean? Okay, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I'm just going to start on this ear here, okay? And just on the other side now. Okay, perfect. Do you feel like you can hear any better now? Do you feel like you can hear any better now? You can? Okay, perfect. That's what we were just looking for. So for the first test, there are going to be 2 of them in total, okay? So for this one, I'm going to be tapping on an object, and I'd just like you to tell me how many taps you hear, okay? Perfect. We'll get started with that one first. Okay, I'm going to put this just right next to you right here, okay? And you just tell me. You can even feel free to close your eyes if you feel better and more comfortable leaving them open. You can do that too, whichever you feel like you can focus on the sounds, okay? All right, so tell me how many taps you hear, okay? How many taps did you hear? Perfect. Okay. And what about now? I'm just going to come on this side now. How many taps did you hear? Correct. Yes. Good job. Okay. And now we're going to switch it up. We're going to take the two items, switch them from either ear. Okay. So now on this side, we're going to do the sound that you heard on this side. Okay. Previously, and you tell me how many taps you hear. Okay. How many taps did you hear? Yes, it was a lot, but yes, that is correct. Good job. And now just on this side, okay? Tell me how many taps you hear. How many taps did you hear? Yes, perfect. You were on the ball with that one. Excellent. Okay. And I guess that leaves us with the final hearing test, which is a whisper test. I'm going to be whispering words into your ears, okay? And you tell me those words back to me, okay? Perfect. So let's get started with the first word. And that first word is relaxation. Good. Station. Good. And what about this one? ASMR. Yes, absolutely. And what about this one? Sleeping, sleeping. Yes, correct. And what about this one? Cranial nerve exam. Excellent. What about this one? Dr.Relaxa. Yes, perfect. Well, your hearing, just like all your other nerves from all the other tests, seem impeccable, and they seem to be in perfect working order. Yeah, absolutely. You are a superhuman. Oh, wait. You are a superhuman? You are a superhero? Well, thank you so much for everything that you do, and I appreciate it, and I'm glad that I can check your cranial nerves for you to make sure everything's working properly. Fantastic. Yeah, if you have an emergency, you can just go right out that window. Feel free, absolutely. All right, well, take care, and please come back for another cranial nerve exam. Take care.